What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're upstairs today. We're gonna go over something fairly simple, but it's a question I get fairly often. How do I use my HX Stomp or my Helix as an interface to record into my DAW? I know I've done at least a couple videos that touch upon this. We're gonna make it clean and simple. This is obviously gonna depend on your particular setup. I'm on a Mac right now. Windows takes a little bit more legwork. I know in instances where I was setting stuff up downstairs on my Windows machine with my PreSonus audio interface, I had to go through each particular output and set the right sample rate, 48K, matching my DAW. I had to make sure everything was matching, and then I was able to get everything to work. That was after an update, because before that wasn't the case. Anyhow, do your due diligence, do a little research, figure out what your setup's going to require as far as getting your interfaces lined up with the sample rate and how you're going to record. That was a very stumbly and long-winded way of saying it might not work exactly the way I show you, because this is a different setup than yours. If you're into guitars, riffs, mixing, and everything in between, hit subscribe and follow along. So the setup is as follows. I have my HX Stomp rig down below. I have it running into my MacBook Air, but via USB. We're using it as the main audio interface. I will be monitoring through the Stomp, recording through the Stomp, etc. I'm inside of Studio One, and I have 3 tracks set up here. I have a main, left and right, and I have a DI set up. Now, when you come into Studio One, basically you're going to be greeted with a blank kind of canvas here, and this is just the recording page. And if I want to get things set up to record, first and foremost, I have my HX Stomp as my main audio device inside of my Mac. If we go to the start page, this is the main splash screen for the start page. You can see here we have HX Stomp selected as our audio interface. Okay. We'll go back to the song. We want to create some tracks, right? So we hit T. We're going to create 2 tracks that we're going to record left and right. It takes on the information from the last time you previously did this. So the name, guitar, 2 audio tracks, count 2, pack folder. That means it's going to put it in a folder, and you can then create a bus. Sure, we'll do that. You can auto color, or I like to color my guitar tracks orange. And then the format's going to be mono, no preset. Input is going to be left, output is going to be main. This has a lot to do with how you have things set up, so we're going to dive into that a little bit. We'll hit OK. It creates 2 tracks, and then a folder track, which we can then, if we click here where it says none, there's a drop down arrow, hit add bus. Now we have a bus for these particular tracks. Cool. If we then hit mix, it brings up our mixer view, and then we can go to this icon over here, and it brings up our inputs and outputs. And you can see here we have input left and right, or we can rename it. We'll call it HX Stomp, HX Stereo. How about that? And then HX left, HX right, and this is HX DI. So we have 3 inputs to record from. Input 1 and 2 is the stereo out of the HX Stomp, so it's going to send a stereo signal if you have stereo effects in your path. And then this input 5, so you can see that there's 8 inputs coming from the HX Stomp via USB. Input 5 and 6 is just clean stereo feed from the HX Stomp. So it's bypassing all your effects, it's just recording, or it's just sending through a clean DI. And this is how you would capture a DI. So we have that set up here, right? We hit apply, we hit OK. And now you can see in our tracks, if we select our input, HX left, HX right, HX DI. If this was a stereo track, we would then have HX stereo available to us. We're not doing that, mono, boom. Now, let's go ahead and add a mono track, and we'll call this HX DI, all right? So we're gonna create, we'll do 2. We'll do 1 for each side, right? So we'll call this DI left, DI right. So these 2, we're just gonna pan to the left. You can simply drag that here, or you can drag it here, or you can click where it says center and hit R for right in this case. Cool. Not that it matters with panning the DI, but there you go. A couple ways to do that. Let's grab headphones and a guitar and we'll run through recording. We have everything set up now. Our tracks are set up based upon our inputs and outputs, right? Pretty straightforward. As long as you get to this point, you're gonna be good to go. Okay. All right. So let's record. We're going to record our left side and we'll record a DI. So if when we hit record, we should be able to see something. Yep, we can see we're getting signal. Now let's make sure our metronome is on. Okay, and let's do this. And as you can see, I made a mistake here. So I recorded the DI with the wrong input. So we're gonna undo, switch this to HX DI. So that's my mistake. And we'll do it again. I'll turn up the volume. I have a bad habit of doing that. Can't even play my own riff. Cool. Now, let's just do the other side real quick. I'm gonna mute the DI. And here we go. Remember what I was saying about volume? Cool. All right, now we can just listen to the DI. Neat. It's as simple as that, boys. So obviously I don't want those playing, and now we've recorded a left and a right side with the affected tone, and we've captured DIs in case we want to run it back through the HX Stomp and do some reamping, or save it for later and reamp it in whatever type of situation you want. All relating information and links can be found in the description down below, and if you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and stay up to date. So like I said, obviously your particular setup is going to vary from mine, but this is as simple as my setup can get. HX Stomp, USB, into my MacBook Air, guitar, capture, and we're good to go. So anyhow, I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special shout out to those of you still supporting me over on Patreon, and of course here as members on YouTube. And if you're looking for ways to support me, the channel, and what I'm doing, of course, have music for sale on Bandcamp and streaming everywhere music is streamed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you in the next one.